Alrighty, y'all. So obviously, with the new update, we finally got what everybody's been begging for, and I'm going to be doing I guess 1 year later. It hasn't technically been a year because Anise and Helm actually came out August last year, but because they reran, we're gonna call it 1 year later. But we're gonna be showcasing Summer Anise in this video, and then the next one will be Summer Helm. I'm gonna run different compositions and stuff like that, how to use this character and all that good stuff a year later. She's a very good character. Now if you're wondering why I'm using this and not the actual art, is because I got ad suitability now. It seems like YouTube is teed up with Nikke's content, and I keep getting ad suitability for the littlest things, right? Let it be just skin alone. I can get ad suitability just for this at this point, right? Rosanna definitely messed up my channel, CACW, because now every video I upload, it's ad suitability, and I gotta wait damn near a full day for it to be able to come public, right? But obviously Summer Anise is one of the best characters in the game. Would I say she's a top 10? It's quite hard for me to say she's a top 10 because of all the new hitters we got, but I could definitely put her in there, right? If I'm considering the schoolgirls and the bunny girls still as just one dual unit, so for example, I wouldn't say 6 and 7 is Blanc and Noir. I would say 6 is Blanc and Noir, and then 7 is Naga and Tia. Then I think we could make room for Summer Anise. But if not, and it's going like 6, 7 Naga and Tia, 8, 9 Blanc and Noir, it's going to be very difficult for Summer Anise to reach top 10 like that, right? But she's a very good character. Obviously, she's an insane damage dealer, right? And she's a massive buffer to electric codes, right? She's basically the free-to-play privity to electric code allies, which is good because electric has so many good DPSs, right? Not only that, her best partner happens to be the free-to-play character privity that everyone gets access to, and what privity gives her is literally just what she gives herself, because she's an electric code ally, technically as well. She's not an ally, but she's electric code. Privity just gives that to her as well, but to all allies, right? So having insane reload, right, and having her ammo capacity decrease heavily on top of the massive attack buff, it's going to be very hard for this character not to shine. So I'm going to build a couple of teams, show you guys different compositions, and let's see how well she is nowadays. We're going to fight bosses and stuff, but the first stuff we're going to do is like shooting range. We're going to fight different content and all that good stuff. So let's see. So for the first team, we're just going to run the generic. We're going to actually go type advantage, actually. We're going to go to a water code. But for the first team, we're going to write the generic, like, just massive damage plus our main DPS, which is going to be Summer Anise comp. Alright, so now if you're wondering where my headphones are, I can't actually hear the music because my headphones are charging, right? I have to use a Bluetooth for them to work. But if you guys don't know, every time the last bullet hits, 2 enemies will be taking up to what? 300%? It's crazy. 382% of final attack damage. So that's including all the attack buffs she's getting, not to mention we're getting attack damage buff and even core damage buff from what's her name. So right here, you're gonna see her pop off. You could see oh, look at her, right? Just one bullet. You could see how she's not reloading anything at all, right? She's not reloading. She's just shooting one bullet and it's just stuck there. And that's why Summer Anise is so broken, because when you use her burst skill, right, she's just going to stay at number 1, right? And even when you're not using her burst skill and she's here with privity, we have litter on the team, so it's hurting it, but you can see only 2 bullets, right? So with privity, if we had no litter on the team, with privity it's only 2 bullets, and then she's going crazy without privity when it's just herself. She is going to have 1 bullet. You see, bop, 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 no reload, no nothing, right? Because the reload speed is so high up with the cube, her own reload speed buff and privities, on top of the max ammo capacity decrease from herself and privity. It's quite the crazy character. 216,000. Like, a lot of characters in the game cannot do that. A lot of the DPS characters in the game are not hitting that hard. They're just not. And she is a supporter. One thing is, if this Summer Anise ended up being an attacker DPS, she easily would have been the one, if not the hardest hitting character in the game. What I'm seeing from this character is not healthy. Look at her. She's just casually just, oh my god. Yo, yo, please, if you do not have this character, I advise everything you love, go get this character. Now we're gonna try some new compositions with D and stuff like that, since we can actually go into a burst skill with just 1 character. But yeah, this is quite crazy. 300k, 300 mil. What are we talking about? 300k, 300 mil from a supporter DPS, by the way, y'all. So this is the next composition we're going to be running. With this comp, we're trying to just only have Summer Anise use her burst skill, right? We have not Privity, Guillotine on the team, because Guillotine is actually going to get a buff from Anise as well, and I needed a third burst 3. I have Polly on the team because she's a 40-second burst 2 character, and she gives an attack buff as well, right? With DK or Wife, we're going to be lowering our cooldown reduction quite a lot, so that's good as well. But you can see, being able to just have only her burst skill off is no joke when we do get it off. Right now we're at 4.6 million after the burst skill. Like, she doesn't do, like, her damage is coming from her second skill. That's where her damage is coming from. It's coming from her second skill. It's not coming from her normal attack. Like, she went from 4 million to 56 million, bro. Yo, electric codes, I'm telling you, electric code is always going to be set because they have so much DPSs. They have I now, they have obviously Scarlet, they have Summer Anise, they have Guillotine, they have so many damn DPSs, it's literally unfair. And then now look, right, we're just going one, like, literally it's a one-man army with this Summer Anise. It's crazy. It's not fair, realistically. It's honestly not fair, but it is a one-man army with this Summer Anise. Right now, this is a team comp you could run. It's not something I don't really like, even though it's a great thing you can do. I don't really do those compositions where it's like you run one burst 2 on a 40-second cooldown, and then, you know, you run what's it called? So we didn't even get her burst skill off there because Guillotine got hers off for the last second there. But even still, quite crazy. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Right, and remind you, because Guillotine is an electric code character, when we enter the next full burst, if we are going to enter that, Guillotine will get an attack buff as well. Can we get it off though? Like, burst generation is pretty slow. But okay, come on, there we go. And then okay, with the time ran, did we get it? Did we get it from some of these? Oh, we did. Sparkling boost right here. So Summer Anise gave her an attack buff, but it's not like a 55% attack buff. It's just 55% of the caster's attack, right? So if she had that as an attacker, one, she would be probably the hardest hitting character in the game, if not one of the hardest hitting. Well, she's already one of the hardest hitting characters in the game, right? And then she would be giving them a massive, massive attack buff. But yeah, I do think Summer Anise is a great character. Now let me run her as just a support. Alrighty, now with this team, we're going to be using Summer Anise as a support to the other two electric code DPSs, being Scarlet and Ein. These are two other characters who do give themselves an attack buff as well, so this is really going to be nice because they have their own attack buffs on top of, obviously, we still have Crown and Litter on this team as well, more damage there. But you can see, once we get to that full burst, it's really going to be no joke. And it's a massive attack buff that she is giving, right? You got to remember, Scarlet's at 2 million right now after her burst skill. She jumps up to 19 million, right? And then not even that, her normal attacks just do big damage, right? She's averaging 200k with an AR, right? 200k, now to 100k. And she's fully stacked up, right? But now when we get into the next burst skill, look at Ein here, right? My girl Ein here is at what? She's at 11 million. She jumps all the way up to, let's wait till this ends because, good lord, these electric characters are just, it's unfair how much damage they get. Like, they have so many DPSs. I would say it's 55. Bro, I would say, even though Anise is still doing pretty good herself, for someone who did use her burst skill, 40 million is like very freaking good still. For someone who didn't use her burst skill. Like, Anise is really doing some stuff too. 40, she's cooking up now too, because she's not using her burst skill. Not to mention with Litter on the team, it's not helping her that much because she's increasing her ammo capacity, but she's still doing very good damage regardless, right? And that's like why Summer Anise is such a good character, right? I would say the value like of this Summer Anise character is literally unmatched. That's why I understood why everybody was complaining, like, please, Summer Anise, rerun, please rerun, because it's like, if they didn't rerun this character, it would honestly, it's like, imagine if they dropped the collab character with this kit. Most people would be devastated because there's most likely not getting that character again, right? This character is just so freaking good. For someone who's not using her burst skill at all, she's still putting up crazy numbers. Right, she's still putting up crazy numbers, and she's very slow here. Remember, you need to use her burst skill for her to be faster. She's very slow here, but she's still putting up very good freaking numbers. This Summer Anise character is definitely, oh my god, 100 million, right? Electric is, I would say, the best typing in the game is obviously Iron. I mean, look at them. They got Litter, Crown, Red Hood, Maxwell, Laplace now with her favorite item, Freema, and her favorite item. It's very hard to say that like Iron Cold. Let me see what else they got actually. Right, Senti, right, Marciano's pretty good. Rapunzel, novel in some situations. Tia's like Snow White, both of them. The Soda Bunny, like they're Iron got the best one, but I would say like the strongest DPSs probably do come from Electric, right? You got Guillotine who can hit very hard, especially where Overload gear. You got Anise, you got Iron, you got Scarlet. You got a lot of pretty good. Even Exia, right? Exia is one of the hard. Is like what? Probably now the hardest burst 1 DPS in the game. So it's like you got a lot with the electrical. But this Summer Needs character is definitely a character that I would highly, highly recommend. If you're watching this video right now and you do not own this character, please try and go get her. She's just that freaking good. She's so good. Like the amount of DPS she's missing because she's a supporter, it really blows my mind. But Summer Needs is definitely one of the best characters in the game. In my opinion, she's probably not top 10 just because of how you would rank it now and all the new characters we've gotten. But she is definitely still one of the best characters in the game. There's just that many good characters in the game now where it's like she can't even make top 10 probably. I would have to sit down and really think about it, but I would say she is very, very good. So please, if you have not summoned for her, go get her. Go get this character right now. I will have the Helm Showcase later out today as well. So yeah, you guys look forward to that. But now it's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace.